for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Deputy Principal Administrator, for being with us this morning. Just for the record, I have a dear friend who was a Cadillac dealer in my district, and he is no longer a Cadillac dealer. Cadillac decided to go total electric, and he, along with 400 other Cadillac dealerships, are non-existent in this nation today. So what's the problem here? The problem here is the EPA drove them out of business. The government. A huge economic engine is no longer in my district. Sir, this country is about market-driven, not government-driven. I grew up a while back. In fact, I graduated from college, and my mother and dad finally put air conditioning in our home. I went to a school that wasn't air conditioned. And what I'd like y'all to do is a study on how much carbon we could save if everybody did away with air conditioning like I grew up. And then let's see who gets elected to office after you do away with all air conditioning in this country. And I use that as an example because what you're doing is you're incrementally moving this ball along and convincing people that you're on the right path. Yet the market and the people say otherwise. There's an aggressive approach. I got EMCs who put in all the scrubbers and met all the requirements under the Clean Air Act. And then under the Obama administration, they were told, you got to do away with coal. There was a war on coal. As far as manufacturers are concerned, do you have commitments from the manufacturers? You had said that before a subcommittee hearing yesterday, House Oversight and Accountability Committee, you testified that provisions from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act were intended to make manufacturing of these electric vehicles less expensive, therefore give the car companies the opportunity to sell vehicles they are planning to market at affordable prices. However, Kelley Blue Book reported that the average price of an electric vehicle increased by $313 in just 1 month, from February to March of 2023. Do you have commitments from the manufacturers that they're going to lower their price on electric vehicles they sell?
Our expectation is, given their plans, and we are in conversations as part of the rulemaking process, gathering information from manufacturers, that they do intend to sell a significant, more than 50% EV fleet. What we're doing, Congressman, is making sure that our final rules support or are consistent with their business strategies to market a substantial amount of EVs.
Right. Not to interrupt, but it seems to me that when you eliminate 400 dealerships across this country, cost can only be reduced by competition. That is what's made, that's the American way, is competition. We love to compete. You get rid of 400 dealerships, and then, of course, God knows how many more that aren't going to be able to sell these things. I mean, I asked my friend, what in the world were you thinking? He said, do you know how much demand I have for electric vehicles? Zero. And yet they want me to spend $20 million to build this new electric dealership? You got to be kidding. And I'll tell you this government is not going to bail out General Motors when they come asking to us for help because of what this government has done to General Motors. Let me ask you this. If you're relying on manufacturers to lower prices, are you envisioning a direct-to-consumer marketplace for vehicles? Americans like Scott Lambert in our second panel today is out of business. So how are you going to do this?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't quite follow the question.
How are you going to lower prices?
Well, our job is to collect information from the auto industry to
Okay.
make sure that our final standards are consistent with their business strategy.
Yes, sir. Well, the market controls prices, sir. I'm out of time. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes